Humans are no longer a viable species on the planet. Science defines viability as the number of populations living in the wild, but we could describe the wild as that which lives in nature's balance. So in this case, few wild human habitats remain, and there is evidence that man will not win out over the next few generations. In fact, indications show we are choking ourselves off from the source of all life and damaging a delivery system that was designed for Earth's sustainability. In 2004, on a cold, gray January day, I was alone. I was about to write in my journal when my pen released a string of words that I was not conscious of writing. Unemployed? It is my assertion you are employed by me, wrote itself on the opening page of a new spiral notebook. I was, until that moment, an atheist. So for nearly a year, solitude, my pen, and this voice from the unknown kept me company. I filled 10 spiral notebooks in dialogue with what I came to call God. My year in isolation depleted my life savings, but this private communion revealed a God whose nature is so great and timeless that it could only be modeled through the lens of evolution, ever moving, yet ever still, ever being and becoming in rapid succession through all time. This living magnitude warps in our attempts at comprehension of it. This is far from the uber man in the clouds of which I disbelieved. To back up these mystical experiences with modern cutting-edge science, I was drawn to the work of physicist Benoit Mandelbrot and fractal geometry, and then also Mathematica inventor Dr. Stephen Wolfram, whose fascinating model of simple programs helped me to understand this replicating creative nature of a shape that I continued to see over and over. It wasn't until January of 2012, when the book Design in Nature was published, that I was able to give this contour name and articulate what I was seeing as a result of my conversations with God. Its co-author, Adrian Behan, physicist, established a scientific principle in 1996 called the constructal law of physics. This system of natural construction reveals that any living system, whether animate or inanimate, is made from the shape of a tree in order to facilitate flow. These branching networks are indications of the presence of life, and they function as transport thoroughfares. They enable supplication. But here's where I need to pause in this story about human viability. It's important that I clarify why I'm going public now, after 8 years in secret. You see, what happened is that in August 2011, I sat down to write a book for the rest of the world. This upcoming book, What to Do When You're Dead, is a question and answer interview with God, and this is when God reveals that human beings are on a path of self-destruction. And this destruction is so dire, we may not make it beyond the next few generations. These messages are so troubling that I would be sorely irresponsible if I didn't come forward, despite the obvious problems this is going to cause me. In the next video, I bullet the 4 issues facing humankind today, and then use empirical evidence to demonstrate at least one of these conditions, so that you neither have to believe that I talk to the Creator of all being, nor do you have to believe what God says about our destruction, because the evidence will speak for itself.